Hey guys, let's talk about chest rigs, load bearing equipment. That's something that everybody wants to talk about. Now, I've chosen my load bearing equipment, my chest rig. A good friend of mine, John Ammons at UW Gear Incorporated, that's uwgearincorporated.com, makes what I suggest would be probably the best, highest quality equipment on the market. He makes them one at a time in his garage and by hand, and he does a phenomenal job. And I'm going to bring out some of the features. Okay, I have chosen one of his rigs. Now I'm going to go through it, but I want to make sure that everybody understands. You do you and I do me. All right. Everybody's body type is different. Everybody has a different environment, whether it's urban, suburban, rural. Now, one thing I want to caution you guys on, and I see a lot of guys have done this, is they just say, well, I might need this and throw it in. I might need this and throw it in. All right, so you know that 7-pound chest rig is now 20 pounds. Be specific. Know what your mission is. You can change stuff, put stuff in and out depending on what type of mission you are running. And what am I talking about? I'm talking more about an SHTF type scenario. You don't know exactly what is going to be laying at your feet and what you're going to be doing. So have your equipment, your chest rig, your load bearing equipment, have it modular, make it accept whatever you need as far as equipment, and put some thought in it. So here's the one I've chosen. I've chosen his Mini Minuteman rig. Cinch it up here. Alright, so the actual rig is right here in the shoulder straps. He's modified some of that with the fuzzy Velcro on the back to accept this drop pouch, lunchbox, belly pouch, whatever you want to call it, okay? But it sits up relatively high, and for me it's compact this way. Why is that important? Well, when I put a rucksack on or some type of a salt pack, the shoulder straps aren't going to be messing with it. All right. And the other thing is that if I put an assault pack on or a rucksack, what have you, these the shoulder straps are low profile. They're not big. They're not bulky, and they don't need to be because there's not a lot of weight here. So they can be low profile. So I've got the Crossfire DG3 here. Put it on. Fits perfect. If the bone mic is in the way, I'll just take it off. Put it here. Right. The sternum strap here. I want to use it. Fits perfect. All right. It also has the rig itself has a waist band here, so that it doesn't flop forward. All right, but now you can see that if I want to put like a firearm here, a pistol, I've got plenty of room here. Okay, if I want to use the kidney or the hip belt, it doesn't get in the way. It's a good rig, up high. It's light, and it provides me with what I think that I need. 4 magazines total, radio for commo. I've got some utility items that I'm going to go over, some first aid, trauma gear here, and some other items. Very light, very efficient. Now, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to show you what I carry, and it's not a lot, guys, and you don't need a lot. I'll start on this side and work over. Obviously, it has I mentioned it has a waistband, waist belt. Helps to keep it from flopping forward. My commo, all I have here is just a regular standard 8-watt Battlefield radio. Right now I'm running the short antenna on it. You can run a longer antenna. You can run it right up the shoulder straps, and I have the bone mic. So it's pretty standard stuff, guys. you can run whatever type of microphone you want if you even want one. All right, coming this way, it's got now two magazine pouches. Each magazine pouch has two magazines in it. So just to kind of show you, this is metal magazines. They work fine in here. All right, now this pouch, unlike this pouch, has some Velcro. So if you take one out, then you can slap it back there, and it won't. If you're jumping around, the magazine won't fall out and bounce all around. And I also want to point out the tab system that he uses is a very good system. It'll last forever. You don't have to worry about snaps pulling out, so forth and so on. Basically what it is, it's got a little, I don't know, it's a plastic or something in the webbing, and it just goes under the webbing. All right, so like that. This pouch that you use for radios and utility stuff, you don't want the Velcro on it, because you've been on patrol at night, especially at night, because everything travels forever. You hear that. It's a very distinct sound, so you don't want anything to do with that. Now these pouches, it doesn't really matter because you're already starting to shoot, and you know, cat's out of the bag. So that's there. Now these, like I said, this metal magazines. It also put through a couple of polymer magazines in here, so it facilitates both type of magazines. Now, let's look at the utility pouch here. Both these pouches are basically kind of the same. Now, when you get the rig, the two magazine pouches are permanent. You know, depending on what you order. Some of them have a blowout pouch here, trauma kit with a utility pouch, but it has MOLLE on it. 1, 2, 3 strands of MOLLE on either side, so you can adjust and modify it the way you want. Now, again, this utility pouch doesn't have the Velcro on it, thank goodness. What I have in here is a Streamlight Sidewinder flashlight. You notice, very important, dummy cord, guys, dummy cord it. It can be a sensitive item, and if you lose this, it can be a very sensitive item. I chose this one because it has a clip here, and you can put it onto the shoulder strap. It also has different brightnesses on the white light. It has different colors of light. It also has an IR feature, so it's very very user-friendly. Also, it just uses AA batteries. All right. Have a lensetic compass, your standard military one. This is not the phosphorus one. This is the tritium. So it glows in the dark. Not only can you use it for navigation, you can also use it for you know, far side, near side signaling for danger areas. You know, so forth and so on. So it's actually a nighttime signaling device at close range. Also, I keep in here is a whistle for command and control. That's always a good thing to have, especially if you're the patrol leader. And one thing I do also have in here is some 550 cord. You know, I mentioned earlier, don't just throw stuff in there as you think you may or may not need, but I usually always find a need for it. Right? So that's kind of what I got in the first part of the front part of the chest rig. Oh, also I want to mention gloves. I got a carabiner here that I hook them onto. This is a regular climbing carabiner, so it can hold some weight, so it has a utility there. But these gloves, these are the old Army gloves. I don't even know if they make these anymore, guys, or use them. Some of you guys, let me know. Comment. This is just the old ones. They're a smaller one. Obviously you can't put the wool insert in it, but I do use these for patrolling. Very effective. The reason I use this type as a full leather glove is because sometimes, and I have the ones that have the material on the back. It is cooler, I give you that, but I don't want thorns and stuff messing my back of my hands up patrolling, because you start getting infections and stuff in a SHIT type environment, or I'm sorry, SHTF type environment. You might really be in some trouble. So now this, I don't know, drop pouch, kidney, stomach pouch, whatever you want to call it. John did modify some of it for me, as you see on the back. So He put some fuzzy Velcro here. Like I said earlier, it was actually set up for a kidney. A cummerbund. And this has the hook portion here. So I modified it, turned it around, so forth and so on. And it serves me well. So what's in the back of the pouch? Well, the back of the pouch, I just simply have a panel, orange panel. It's very lightweight. It's a kind of almost like a thin nylon. It's not an actual VS17 panel material. It's really light, good for re-entering lines, signaling, whatever pre-established signals that you have. Okay, so the front pouch here, I have it's actually Nomex, but it's an OD green baklava. I think it's a Black Hawk. So it helps for camouflaging, so forth and so on. Then I have some camouflage paint. All right, if I want to use that. Medical is right here in the main pouch. First thing on top, there's going to be a tourniquet set up so that it just drops and it'll open up like it's supposed to. Some gloves, nitric black gloves. Got trauma bandage. It's like a Israeli bandage. Decompression needle. Now, only carry a decompression needle if you've been trained to do so. I have, so I do carry it. Nasal airway with some lubricant there. And then I have a set of chest seals. I believe there's 2 of them in there, on each side. So they're the hyphen chest seals. So, and then on the bottom, as you can see, I've got some chem lights. Always good for if you have to make a soft entry, maybe into a house for supplies or something. Throw it in front of you. Throw the light forward, whatever you want to use them for, or signaling, so forth and so on. So, guys, that's the basic setup. I don't have a lot of stuff in it. I don't need a lot of stuff, but it is modular, and I can change it up if I need to. So, this next chest rig, I'm really excited about. I have kind of my own system as far as what's in my car, as far as a get home bag. A part of that system is a 9mm carbine that folds up. I take it everywhere. So if it's in my car, EMP hits, I've got to walk home, what have you, or I've just got to defend myself, right? I talked to John about getting a very minimal chest rig that fits the Magpul 27 round magazines. So they're right here, all right, Magpul 27 round magazines. He has made custom, all right. He has made 2 magazine pouches here for those magazines. Those are adhered on here, they're sewn on, all right. He has MOLLE on the side here. You see this is very minimal, right. I then put on 2 more 17 round magazines that'll go in both of my Glocks, whether it's a 17 or a 19. Then I have the pistol here. Now, the reason I have the pistol up high is because if I put on my rig, and it's got a hip belt, which it does, all right, it's going to be hard to put it on your hip. It's going to beat the living daylights out of you. So I keep it up high. I want him to get it in OD or Ranger green. It's very subdued. It also has the very low profile shoulder straps, right? So if there's not much to it, it's light, super light, and if I need to be more of the gray man, I can actually just put a shirt on, which I always have, a long shirt when I'm going through the woods or anything. Just put it on, all right? And you're not even going to know at any distance, so forth and so on. You're not even going to know I have the ammo on. If I want to fold the the carbine up, put in my rucksack, what have you. If I want to present a low profile, here you go. It's perfect for me. Just one more thing I want to show you. This here is the Mini Swamp Fox. The Mini Swamp Fox has some really good features. As you notice, it has the fast text in the middle, so you can unbuckle it. I'll talk about that here in a minute. Still, you got the low profile shoulder pads or shoulders. You've got 2 magazine pouches, just like the Minuteman, like I have, or I'm using. They are permanently fixed to the chest rig. Then you've got Molly on the sides. There's a bleeder pouch here. His bleeder pouches all come with a piece of webbing that you pull, and it pulls out the content. So, excuse me, makes it a lot easier to get it out in case of an emergency. Also, you've got you can put a utility pouch here, whatever you want to put. It's up to you. Now, let's talk about the buckles in the middle. So you can use it, especially if you got body armor on. You can unbuckle it, and you can actually put it on more like a vest. Makes it a little bit more convenient. If you're in the prone position for a while, you can unbuckle it, pull it aside, and it's very comfortable. Whereas on the Minuteman rig, what I found is that I loosen it up, pull it up, and then I get in the prone position, or I pull it up after I'm in the prone position, and it works out quite well. Also, if you're getting hot in the summer, you can unbuckle it, and you can get some air in you. If you had to, to rebuckle it, if you just buckled the top one, you're fine. Maybe later buckle the bottom one. So the other thing is that I want to point out is at the bottom of every single pouch is a gap. It's sewn in gap. He doesn't use grommets for a drain hole because those will pull out, so forth and so on. So it has a drain hole in every single pouch, and that we all find ourselves doing a river crossing or something, whatever. The water will drain out. So that's it for now, guys. Look at John's website, uwgearinc.com, uwgearinc.com. He's got some good stuff, also some bandoliers, individual pouches, all kinds of stuff. So take a look at it, and be safe out there.